Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel. Chelsea and Brighton. There is bad blood. There is animosity. There is a storyline here that runs deeper than simply a pre-season friendly in the United States of America. Chelsea need to do Brighton over today. I've been antagonised by these guys because I want Moises Caicedo to be a Chelsea player, the same way that Caicedo wants to be a Chelsea player. But amongst all of this, the seagulls have evolved into vultures, into eagles, trying to dominate the lions. It's become very, very chaotic in the market between Brighton and Chelsea. The history between these two clubs has been relatively quiet until Chelsea decide that we want to steal Marc Cucurella from Brighton. We got our pants pulled down and proverbially smacked on the backside. Graham Potter, well, we all know how that one went. Graham Potter is no longer Chelsea's manager, and when Brighton lose Potter, take a load of money from Chelsea Football Club, they gain Roberto De Zerbi, a manager who's come in at Brighton and made them a formidable force to be reckoned with. A team who have qualified for Europe, finished significantly higher than Chelsea in the Premier League table, dealing with losing their player of the season, losing their manager who was taking them to new heights, developing that further, and yet still they're trying to pull Chelsea's pants down in this transfer window with Moises Caicedo, who wants to be a Chelsea player, but Brighton are acting like the big club right now. Chelsea are the ones chasing, and many would say looking a little bit silly. Before we talk about this fixture, before we build my Chelsea starting 11, I want to say a massive thank you to today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Chelsea's official betting partner, PARIMATCH UK. PARIMATCH are currently offering a deal to new customers where you will receive £30 in free bets when you make your first £10 deposit and then place that £10 on any footballing market bet with odds of 2.0 or higher. Chelsea's pre-season friendlies are literally right around the corner. You've got to opt into the promotion when you sign up for PARIMATCH UK. All of the links are in the description down below, and good luck. Let's get on to the video. We're back. This is not just a friendly. I have been pissed off for weeks now with Brighton about this Caicedo saga. It's been boring. We've not even had 6, 7, 8 bids that Chelsea have put in rejected. We have bid twice. We are technically about to bid for a third time, but are we actually gonna do it? The way that this Caicedo transfer saga is panning out has almost become even more important than the outcome of the football today. So I want to paint the picture a little bit more here, because this game, Caicedo won't be playing. De Zerbi said he only arrived just a couple of days ago. You see a video that Brighton post on social media where Caicedo's the first one in the video. He's saying he's walking the team out for training. Brighton know what they're doing here, and I respect it, because all clubs, right? We could sit here and just be big old Chelsea, and we could say Brighton never deserved to be bigger than us. But then also, all of the clubs like Brighton, Aston Villa, Newcastle, the teams that are trying to penetrate the big boys in the Premier League, not in that way, but you know what I mean? And they want to disrupt things. And the only way that they can disrupt things is by standing their ground. If you go up to the bigger guy in the school playground and then immediately whimper and run away, you're still being bullied, even if he doesn't touch you, because you're being intimidated. Brighton aren't doing that. They are digging in their heels with Chelsea. They want 100 million for Moises Caicedo. They look at Declan Rice from West Ham to Arsenal, 105 million. Not only do Brighton think that Caicedo is a better player than Declan Rice, and they may have a point with this, we'll have to wait and see over the next coming years, but Brighton are also now operating on a level significantly higher than West Ham. So I do respect the fact that they are digging their heels in and acting this way, because to get to where they want to be, this is how they need to operate. Their scouting network is fantastic. I've got no doubts that if Caicedo left for 70 million, they'd sign the next Caicedo for 10, and we'll probably be sat here in another year's time looking at a transfer fee with multiple clubs interested, 10x the value of what they paid this summer. Brighton have done fantastically well. My issue has become the way that Roberto De Zerbi is now talking about Colwill and Caicedo playing together at Brighton. Pochettino has had nothing but respect for Brighton in the way that when he's asked about Caicedo, he refuses to talk about it. He obviously wants to sign the player, Chelsea want the player, Caicedo wants the move, but Chelsea have been respectful here, and Brighton, a lot of people from the outside would say, are making Chelsea look a little bit silly, which is why This game is no longer a friendly. It has become the El Clasico. It has become West Ham Millwall. We need to treat it that way, but maybe without bloodshed. We want to smack Brighton up today on the football pitch. We want to let Pochettino ball do the talking over Roberto De Zerbi. Caicedo's their best player. He's not playing. All right, cool. Well, let's treat this like a match that we really want to win. Let's put that taste in the mouth for Moises Caicedo that when he looks at the match, he watches the game, he'll probably be there in the stadium. He looks at Enzo, he looks at this Chelsea team and he's like, blimey, there's going to be something special. And I know that Brighton might be in Europe now, but Chelsea are back there next year. We can put down that marker today, and that's why I say it is more than a friendly. The squad that I've made, the team that I have built for this game is starting with a 4-2-3-1. We saw in Pochettino's first game in charge against Wrexham. He starts with his favoured 4-2-3-1. Throughout the game we see adaptations of that. We go to 3 at the back for a while. And the build-up from Chelsea in that first half and in the end of the game was fantastic. And I think we'll try and develop that. We will look at the positives of the first half where I think overall for 45 minutes we were more fluid, more dynamic. I think we looked like a better team in the first half, scored more goals in the second half, but you've also got to put into the equation here that Wrexham, League Two side, towards the end of the game, Chelsea's fitness levels and quality was obviously shining through. And I think we'll see something similar in terms of pattern shifts and shapes in this game. Tactical instructions will be similar. So we start with Kepa in goal. I think Kepa gets the start today because when you're playing against the Premier League opposition, throughout pre-season, Pochettino said it in the press conference pre-match. He said, it's not just about putting the senior players in because we go from Wrexham as an opponent to Brighton as an opponent. It is about seeing these young players. And again, I think this is good from Poch. I think we'll see a lot more youngsters out there on the field again. But the team I've made is strong. And I think by the end of it, you guys are going to love this team that I've built. Kepa's in goal. Moving in to a back four. Reece James is now back with the squad, but because he's just arrived, I think we're more likely to see Reece James come off the bench. So Gusto is there again, next to Thiago Silva, Levi Colwill, and Ian Maatsen. This is the chance here now for Colwill. Caicedo's not going to play. Colwill's the Chelsea man. Brighton are desperate for that Chelsea man. This is what makes this fixture such a spicy one. We've got finger chili scattered all over the dish here. In my opinion, this is going to be the back two partnership, the centre-back partnership that Chelsea start with against Liverpool. And as much as Poch will say it's about building fitness, there's definitely going to be an element here of Pochettino wanting to build those on-pitch relationships so that when Chelsea play Liverpool, we can go out firing. We can run out there, and even though this is a rebuilded team, this is a brand new football team, we want to have those combinations already starting to show face on the field. So Colwill and Silva together, Ian Maatsen playing left back. We saw what he can do from the left wing position. We also saw what he could do a bit deeper as well. And I think in this game, we're going to try and start to build patterns down the wings. When you look at Gusto, I think Moreira was trying to link up with him. There was good moments in it. But I think with Angelo, there was more excitement than from Moreira in the first half. So maybe Gusto and Angelo, going to have to see in a moment if I put the two together on the field. Combinational play. When Chelsea are in build-up, I think we're going to start to see these fullbacks absolutely getting there. And the fact that Chilwell scored at the end of the game, Benjamin bloody Chilwell scored in the last almost kick of the match. I think we're going to see Maatsen again starting in a defensive role, but then in build-up, in possession, going attacking. We're going to see him one of the furthest forward again. Same with Malo Gusto. We move into a midfield pivot that sees Enzo finally in the team next to Casado, the man who played 90 minutes, which does suggest to me that maybe he doesn't start the game, but he comes on. But I would love to see Casado and Enzo together. Chelsea know that it's Enzo and Caicedo that we want as that midfield two. What Caicedo brings to this Chelsea team is the ability to allow Enzo and whoever else is further forward, maybe even Casado, to explode, to be able to get forward more, to be able to unlock these players. Caicedo's that guy. And I think what Chelsea can do here, with the ball playing ability of Levi Colwill, Casado maybe could be looked at in this game against Brighton as if this Caicedo deal falls through, What can Casado do that is similar in profile to Moises Caicedo? And do we see Casado and Enzo playing together? And do we get Enzo further forward as a result of this? I think with Gusto, he'll come into the middle when Chelsea are attacking a bit more, which again, frees up some space for Enzo. Thiago Silva, I think we're going to see a lot of the ball from him in this game, trying to start attacks with Colwill as well, with that ability to play a long pass. Casado and Enzo together in a pivot. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Moving in to the three behind the striker, Nicholas Jackson, I've started again for this game. I want to see Mudryk, Christopher Nkunku, and Angelo together. When you look at this front four, if you don't get excited by this, I'd love to know how much you had to drink last night on your Friday night out, because this to me is a bloody exciting team. If you agree, please hit the like button on this video today. Christopher Nkunku and Jackson, I was disappointed we didn't see any of them together in the first friendly against Wrexham, because I think with Jackson's drop in deep movements, Nkunku's ability to hold the run, we saw a brilliant pass from Casado. I'm looking at that three, Casado, Nkunku, Jackson. I think Chelsea can absolutely work on the way that we attack so much more. In that first game under Poch, even in the first 2 minutes, we look more dynamic. There's more fluidity. Angelo, so surprised by him in the second half. A lot of people in Brazil have said that maybe he's not quite ready yet with the final decision making. He looked very comfortable. And I think from that, a lot of people, myself included, I've said it in 2 videos since that game against Wrexham, Angelo looks ready. And I want to see that now against Premier League opposition. I want to see Mudryk out there as well. And I want to see between those three, Angelo wants to cut inside, some would say maybe too often, but are we going to see all of these players rotating? With Jackson dropping deep as well, is it Mudryk who makes those runs in behind? I think it could be. He's got the pace to burn. And looking at this team, it's just so exciting. This pre-season is so exciting because there's so much unknown about this Chelsea team. Obviously, if I get the prediction right for the starting 11, I'll be absolutely blown away, because it could be anything. We could see Jamie Cummings starting in goal again. We might see Slanina. Who are we going to see? I don't know who it's going to be. Score prediction-wise, I think there's goals in this game, and I'm going to go absolutely bonkers here. I want us to win this. I want us to absolutely smash Brighton to pieces, and I think Chelsea will win this game 4-2. I think it could also be 4-3. I think Brighton will definitely score. I think they'll be significantly more of a threat going forward than Wrexham were the other day. And when I look at this Chelsea team, there's just so much more we're going to learn. There is so many exciting players in here, and we've kind of got I want us to put one on Brighton today. There is the whole saga going on off the field, and as much as it's only a friendly, they're going to be buoyant about their chances here, because they had such a better season than Chelsea. They played great football, got a good manager, but we need to show them that Caicedo wants to leave, because he's come into a very exciting team that are only going to keep growing. 4-2 is my prediction. Let me know your starting 11 in the comments down below. I think it's bloody exciting indeed. Come on, you Blues.